So you mentioned that there are incentives to investing. Tell us a little bit about that, and are they also incentives for foreign companies that then have a hub here, or is it primarily for UK companies?
So the incentives that we have here around investment, it's called the Seed Enterprise Investment Scheme and the Enterprise Investment Scheme. And basically what it means is that if you are an individual that's looking to invest into startup companies, if the company qualifies for SEIS relief, as it's known, they can give you up to £150,000 worth of investment, and you as an investor can opt to take any chunk of that you want. When you do your tax return at the end of the next financial year, you can claim back as standard 50% of what you invested into that company off your tax bill. Should that company then go on and not be successful, you can claim a further 25% back on top of that. So you're only really on the hook investing into companies that qualify for SEIS and EIS relief for a very small proportion of that capital, because if you end up with a relatively large tax bill every year, you can either invest it into companies or you can give it to the taxman. You know, it's
easy decision,
it's
right?
kind of a no-brainer. And what that's done since that began has really stimulated the amount of angel investment that is available for people and the amount of companies that there are to invest in. It's been kind of a balance. There are plenty of people out there that are happy to do SEIS investment simply from a tax relief point of view. And although that's fantastic, it's a great way of being able to get the capital, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are a good investor.
Sure.
It doesn't mean that you should change the way that you would approach the relationship with an investor, tax relief or no. But if they are, and they're also getting tax relief out of it, then all the better. But this incentive is also one of the reasons why we find so many companies over here that are raising the same amount of money, because it's typically seen as the easier money to raise because it is incentivized in such a manner. So you can do up to £250,000 under these relief schemes. And it's been around for around 4 years now. It was written into law, so it isn't going anywhere. And from the point of view of businesses coming over to London, whether or not they qualify is dependent on how they operate the business. So they would have to, their main operating entity would have to be here in order to qualify. And the business can't have operated or traded in this country for a certain period of time before they apply for the relief. There is a limit on it. I think it's 2 years, and if you apply after that point, then you probably won't qualify. And there are also some industries that don't qualify for it as well. However, that seems to be relaxing quite a bit as well. So it's available for pretty much anybody. Of the teams that we've worked with, we haven't had a company being turned down for SEIS approval at this point. But pretty much any UK limited company can apply for it, and then go out and raise off the back of that, saying to the investors, look, if you feel that this is a risky investment, let me de-risk that for you by giving you this extra incentive, meaning that you're only on the hook for 25% of what it is that you're giving us. Why wouldn't you give it a try? It's something that's worked really well in terms of boosting the overall startup economy here, in terms of boosting the level of investment, and also opening up the amount of opportunity for investors, and I think stimulating a lot of people who probably wouldn't have invested in early stage companies, given they are so risky. They probably wouldn't have been doing it up to this point, but with this, they are far more inclined to take that risk. So it's been good. It's one of the reasons why things have become so vibrant here over the past couple of years. It's only available to individual investors, meaning that it excludes all funds or anything else like that. But in terms of coming here and bringing a business, it's definitely a big incentive as far as I'm concerned. It's one of the reasons why you might want to choose the UK to do it, because obviously, yes, somewhere other places in Europe have different incentives, maybe lower corporation tax and other things. But I think when you're looking to actually come over and start a business where you're going to put a seed round or some kind of investment behind it, the United Kingdom's one of the leaders when it comes to actually making that capital accessible in as easy and simplistic a way as possible.
Absolutely, what a great idea, and I think more companies should take advantage of that, especially that seed round, as you mentioned. Martyn, I want to thank you so very much for your time and sharing really why London is such a really great, not only startup scene, but a great place to take your company, and not just London, but the UK in general. Great to see you again.
And you.
And look forward to our next chat.
Absolutely. Thank you.